Guys, welcome back to Freestyle Unlimited. As we approach summer, I am going to be posting the 440SX up for sale, but I want to clean it up. I want to make it as clean as possible so that the next owner can just get on it and enjoy it. So today we are going to be taking care of our old decals and getting this whole ski cleaned up, ready for sale. So let's get this thing cleaned up. Let's get right into it. If you guys have seen any of my previous videos, you guys know that I've got this very clean 440SX. And as you can see, I really don't need any more skis. I bought this one just because I found it a really good deal on it and I wanted to get it, clean it up. We did the jet trim install. If you guys haven't checked out that video, it is a great walkthrough on how to do that. But we are going to be going through just getting everything cleaned up. I might actually end up repowder coating this. We'll see where we get by summertime. But today's video, we're going to be removing all the old decals, getting this thing cleaned up, getting it into pristine condition for the next owner. So we're going to start off. We'll probably start taking these off. We'll take some of these other stickers that are all worn out, try and get some of the discoloration, just kind of clean the whole thing up a little bit. So let's get right into it. All right, so as I said before, we're going to start off by taking care of these decals. This is really the only downside to it. I think honestly we'll take these off. The ski will look so much better. But we are pretty much just going to be going through. We're going to peel off what we can of the. We're going to peel off what we can of the stickers here by hand. Luckily, this is some decently thick vinyl, so hopefully we'll be able to get some of these off without having to scrape with a razor blade. But they are pretty darn old, so I'm going to get through this and probably going to have to razor blade this stuff off. But I'm going to time lapse this so you guys don't have to watch this, but we're going to start by getting all this stuff off. So if we take a razor blade, we have to be very, very careful not to scratch the gel coat. But if we can get a big enough edge up and start the peeling process, then hopefully these levers will come off in one piece. And so far, it's looking pretty good. Beautiful. So we've got those ones off. Let's go ahead and flip to the front. I'm going to try and get all of this off same way. Let's go ahead and hop over to our other side here. Flip this all the way around. And we'll get the rest of this off. Don't really want to scratch the graphics. Alright, so we've got our number decals off. Let's go ahead and hop over to our registration decals. I'm going to zoom you guys in just a little bit, get a better look here. These are always hit or miss on how easily they come off, so hopefully they're not going to be too bad. I've been on here a long time. Usually if I can get a corner up, I can usually peel the whole thing off together. Illustration stickers. So satisfying. Love that. Look at that. Alright. We'll flip around, we'll get the rego off the other side. Alright, let's see if we can get this one off in one piece. Alright, so now that we've got those off, let's go ahead and zoom back out. I'm going to show you guys what we're going to use to get the rest off. So I usually like to take some microfibers. You can get these really cheap at Harbor Freight, and then this Goo Gone. I prefer the gel stuff. It's a little bit less messy, but you can get this at a lot of different grocery stores and hardware stores. It's not super aggressive, so you're not going to dull the gel coat and you're not going to damage the finish on the ski. That's why I use this. It does take quite a bit of elbow grease to actually get all of the adhesive off, but it keeps you from damaging the gel coat. So that's why I use this one. But we're essentially going to get right into it. So what I'm actually going to do here is I'm going to take a few of our microfibers and I'm just going to run them underneath here so that we can keep it clean. So like this way, like that. Second one, forward half. Kind of set it up there. And I'm actually going to lock this down to keep the hood in place because we're going to be scrubbing pretty hard on it. So I'm going to get some gloves on and we'll get right into it. So usually what I'll do is I'll come in here, put a little bit on here, spray that down. Soak a little bit to try and break down the adhesive. All right, and right back into it. All right, so I've got most of it off. This is a pretty thick adhesive down here, so I'm just going to come back in with the razor and be very gentle and just try and take off that adhesive layer. Very, very gentle. It's softened by the adhesive remover, so you don't have to apply pressure. And it'll just kind of help speed this process up a little bit. Yeah. See, softens all that adhesive up. Alrighty, so we've got a majority of it off now. We can come back in and clean it right up with this. So let's go ahead and jump over to the other side, or we can do the front. We'll just do the same thing here. Just give it a good scrub. Most of this should hopefully come off. This adhesive is on here though. This stuff is old. Front end, you can still see some discoloration there. We'll go over everything once I get everything else off, but let's flip back to this other side now. Maybe we'll start off with our corner piece, our red sticker spot. Alright, look at all that. So it softens up this adhesive and then this stuff just comes right off, but makes it way easier to get this stuff off. So now we can come back in and this pass should clean up pretty well. But it is going to be way easier for you guys if you guys are trying to do this at home. Definitely do this, spray it down, let it soak to allow the chemical breakdown of the adhesives to work. I'm actually going to pop this up just a little bit and try and get this lower edge here. But yeah, definitely want to get the adhesive remover on there first. This whole hood, the old hood seal still on here. Try and get that adhesive remover on and let it sit for a few minutes and allow you to do this way easier, as you guys saw. This old adhesive off from the hood seal. Alrighty. Well, let me put this down and I'll grab you guys and we'll take a look at this. Let's take a closer look at what we've done here. You guys can still see tiny little outlines like right here, over here, of some of the lettering, but overall it came out really well. Just due to the sun fading, I mean, you can even see the difference in color here between what it was when it was original versus it being kind of sun faded. The UV really gets to these things. Let's take a look at the front of the ski now. That one original sticker up here is now gone. You know, there's some, this thing's super dusty. I need to clean this whole thing up, but we'll do that before it sells.
And then down this side, same thing, a little bit of fading. You can see our little square here where our registration tag was, but most of our lettering is gone. There's a little bit of stuff I can still clean up here on the bottom, but comes out really well. Like I said, definitely let it sit if you guys are gonna do this. I've got some other stuff I can try and clean up on this ski too, but overall this thing is in great shape. If any of you guys are interested, just hit me up on Instagram at Freestyle Unlimited, and we'll get you set up on a ski, maybe even the 440SX.
Anyways, that is going to be it for today's video. Look at how clean that ski is now. Without all those stickers on there, this thing looks even better. It's like we're back in the 90s. But that's how you remove old decals off your old vintage jet ski, or even a new jet ski. You can use the same process. The biggest thing to take into consideration when doing this is using something like I showed you guys, and I'll put a link down below of the actual product that I use to keep from damaging the gel coat. I've done this on dozens of skis, and I've never had an issue with fading or delamination of gel coat or any weird chemical stuff happening. So I highly recommend using this stuff. But that's going to be it for today's video. Look at that thing, super clean. Thanks for watching, guys, and we'll see you on the next video.